My name is Dominick Petrillo, and I am a aspiring sports journalist, but I'm also completely blind and just received a kidney transplant 2 weeks ago. There are many things that make it difficult being blind in this industry, from the lack of accessibility on many websites to not being able to find people willing to work with me. But that's where I will actually say is the hardest part. Yes, that websites are non accessible in a lot of places, but there are a lot that I can find that are, and there's also people willing to help in some cases. Some companies, not so much. They tell me flat out they're never going to become accessible because they really don't care. But other companies are willing to work with you and really work on it. So that is difficult, but I want to say the hardest part is still finding people willing to look past their bias of blind people being for somehow they think they've lost their intelligence when they go blind, or because they're blind from birth they just think they're not as intelligent, and that's not at all the case. Just because I went blind doesn't mean I lost my intelligence. It just means I have to do things in a different manner, which in some ways means I do things in two ways when you can only do them as one.
When asked about the adaptation of being blind and how he learned, he said,
If you want to learn how to be blind and how we actually do things, not just what's shown on a chalkboard, you have to actually be blind. You have to try and maybe put a blindfold on and never take it off for a year. See how well you do. See if you can actually put your skills to use. And a lot of people can't, and they get frustrated. Well, we can't get frustrated.
the transition from going from sighted to blind is very hard. And when asked about it, he said,
As for the transition of going from being able to be sighted to being blind, I think it never stops. I wake up every day and I learn something new.
when Dominic is speaking about some of his first memories watching football and its most iconic moments, he talks about the Fog Bowl and says,
I have always loved football. The Fog Bowl definitely was an event that I remember. Even now, I can remember sitting in my grandparents' kitchen and turning on the TV and just seeing a gray screen, not knowing that it was so foggy because I missed the opening kickoff. But when I yelled up to them, they said that's actually the game.
when asked about Randall Cunningham and his favorite moments, he said,
Giants on, I think it was Monday Night Football, but it may not have been, where they tried to tackle him. They tried to tackle Randall Cunningham by diving at his legs, and he just jumped over them and then with one hand did like a push-up, got back up to his feet, and threw a bullet to the end zone for the winning touchdown. Him in his Kelly Green Eagles jersey always stands out to me as my favorite play of all time. And
when asked about Canada and his experiences there, he said,
when it comes to Canada, it's not even just the boat, it's everything about it. I absolutely loved it, and it was and remains the happiest time of my life. And I will be getting a chance, hopefully in the next couple of years, to go back up there and visit again. But being on the boat, yes, I definitely have a lot of vivid memories, and that is one good thing about going blind instead of being blind from birth, is I have those memories that a lot of times are more vivid because I'm remembering back to when I could see on the boat. So I definitely have a lot of vivid and visual memories of that time, and I would absolutely love to go back up there and relive it. I know it's never going to be as good as you remember, but it will still be the most amazing thing that I would ever be able to do in my life.